Alright, Shalom to your elect. I'm going to start by giving all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father. In the name, and I said Bahashim meaning in the name, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning the, Shah meaning name of Yahweh Shai, who is the Messiah, the one the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai are not so-called white men, they are so-called black men. Bahashim once again meaning in the name, and Rakakwadash meaning Holy Spirit, Rakal meaning spirit, and Kodash meaning holy. So once again, I said all the praises, honor, and glory belongs to Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit, that belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, ever well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. My name is Aish Yarba. I have the brother Gahan in the background, if, in case the brother want to put any precepts in while I'm doing this lesson, or make a point. So, the floor is open to it.
Shalom.
But this lesson is for anyone that's not familiar with what the MOTB is, all right, or or in other words, the mark of the beast. For anyone that's hearing about brothers talk about it, and or somebody who's doesn't understand what it is, and a newcomer to the faith, all right. First let me start by saying the mark of the beast, or as you hear brothers say, MOTB for short, is the RFID microchip, all right, micro C-hip. I'm going to say it like that because YouTube's algorithm, okay? And I'm just going to do a quick, simple little breakdown, Lord willing, on it, all right? So, I'm going to go ahead and start off here. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13. And the thing about Revelation, the 13th chapter is, when you read it, majority of it, like pretty much one of the main subjects is the so-called white man, right? So this is Revelation, the 13th chapter, starting at verse 16. And he calls it all. That he is talking about the so-called white man, the elites who are predominantly Edomites, right? He calls it all. He's going to make it mandatory, both small and great. The poor from the hobos all the way to the rich people on top, rich and poor, free and bond, meaning people who's in jail or not in jail, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And when you look at that word mark, it goes into the Greek word charagma, okay? So my phone kind of slow here. But pretty much it goes to a stamp, an imprinted mark, and then under the Strong's definition, okay, here we go. Strong's G5480 charagma, and it says a scratch or etching, i.e. stamp. It says a stamp and imprinted mark, right? But then it says the same as Strong's G5482, a scratch or etching, right? And you can keep going into the root words, all right? But pretty much when you go, it's talking about the MOTB. When you look up, as our apostles and elders of Great Millstone tell us to do, to look up words, at them online, going to the meaning of words and stuff like that. When you look at that word etching, it goes back to the word engraving. When you look at the word engrave, it means to cut in, make by incision, produce or form by incision on a hard surface. So, that's what they do when they give you that chip. They cut into your flesh. You see? So back to Revelation, the 13th chapter, and the 16th verse, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And they also have this the Neuralink. See, because when it said etching, the cut in doesn't gotta just be in your hand. All right, it can also cut into your head. That's how they give you that. Elon Musk has that that Neuralink brain trick thing. And don't get caught up just because it says right hand or forehead, thinking you could take it somewhere else. All right, because there's a punishment for taking it if you take, at all. I'm going to get that in a minute, right? But verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So pretty much without that charagma, without that chip, all right, people won't be able to buy anything, sell anything, and you could see that steps in society are leading to that. You have all these cashless advances. Think people get rid of cash. You know, you go into Whole Foods. Got the meanest brother. You went to Whole Foods and saw the Amazon palm reader. You know, all different types of things. You know that they're this whole cashless movement talks of a CBDC, UBI. This is all going towards the chip. Okay, you know, all this digital money. It's all going towards the chip. Okay, because one day, and the thing is, we're waiting for that chip to be mandatory. All right. So now, you know, with that understanding, you know, the MOTB is the micro C hip. Okay. Now let me get this right here in the very next chapter, Revelation the 14th chapter, starting at the 9th verse. All right. It says, because someone said, or what if someone might say, it only said right hand or forehead. Well, let's read this. It's Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, right? So, it didn't say which hand. It could be your left hand as well, you know. But pretty much, if you take that MOTB, here's the punishment. Verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay, so in other words, if you take the MOTB, the punishment for that is nuclear fire. You know, showing you that if you take this microchip, there is no repentance for you. You know, don't listen to these other camps talking about you can repent or, you know, no, you can't. All right, don't also listen to the other camps talking about, you know, a spiritual, you know, sin and embargo, white women, etc. It's not. Line it up with the scriptures to see if they're talking correctly, you know. And me and his brother were talking about before the camera cut on, you know, pretty much, you know, you might have some people in the world, you're going to have some people in the world that don't, that take the chip, all right, but the place they're at doesn't get hit by nuclear missiles, you know, so they just going to, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to die, all right. They're going to die for sure, you know. They're going to die in another fashion. Doesn't have to be by nuclear missile, all right. But for those, especially that's in America, that take that MOTB are going to die, all right. And another thing too with this charagma, with this micro C hip, you take it pretty much, you know, what you're calling a so-called white man. You're calling him, you know, you're pretty much saying you want to be his slave forever. Let me get that. This is the book of Exodus, the 21st chapter, and verse 5. Starting in verse 5, it says, if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the door post, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl. And an awl, when you look it up, is like an ice pick. It looks like an ice pick, all right? It says that he shall serve him forever, okay? So the same thing with this charagma, you know, when they, you know, cut into your flesh, you know, give you that, then pretty much, you know, you're saying that, you know, you're pretty much saying that, you know, you want the so-called white man to be your master forever. You know, you're already a slave, but that's deep slavery right there, okay? Now, let me just see, this is Leviticus. Anyways, actually, let me get this, all right, because, hey, what about this judgment as well? This is Revelation chapter 16, starting at verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Right? So for those that take the MOTB, they're going to get some type of sore. And when you look it up, it's like, you know, it pretty much talks about something like a ulcer or something like that, you know, someone with a discharge of pus or something, or boil, something like that. It's some plague the Lord is going to give people that take the MOTB in that fashion, you know. Let me just get this, end it with this. Revelation the 20th chapter in the 4th verse. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai and for the word of Yahweh, talking about the elect, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lit. So these men, these elect, they're not going to take the micro chip. See, if you're of the elect, you're not going to get chipped. Okay, so you don't even have to worry about that. All right. I said, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. You know, so because some brothers might have to even be put to death for not taking the charagma. You see, but nevertheless, the Lord is going to. Apostle Paul talked about how the Lord is going to pretty much have those that died in Yahweh Shai on a chariot first. Okay, you see, but the elect are going to resist that charagma by all means. All right, they rather die than take the charagma. There is no more salvation for you if you take that. All right, in this time that's coming, when this charagma will be made, when this micro hit will be made mandatory. All right, is known as the hour of temptation. This is the book of Revelation, the 3rd chapter and the 10th verse. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. You see, so it's not only going to be based in America, but all the world, everywhere in the world. All right, people are going to be having to take this charagma, this micro hit, be mandated all over the earth to try and to dwell upon the earth. And we know that this is talking about the charagma because when you look it up, it talks about, I believe the word trial, it goes into a trial by piercing. Okay, you see, but this time is coming. And actually, let me just get one more. This is the book of Job. We just went into how it's going to go pretty much be happening all over the world. This is the book of Job, the 20th chapter and the 23rd verse. When he talking about Esau is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. All right, so while he's eating, meaning, while he has his smart cities up, everybody's getting chipped. In the midst of that, Yahweh Shai is going to return, and destroy this man and bring about the kingdom of heaven. You got something you want to add?
Yeah, this site I'm looking at is called Biometric Update, and in this one site, right, on this one article, it says Turkey plans to issue biometric IDs to refugees with protected status. Now I bring that out because when you look at what's going on in the world, and because of wars, like the scriptures say, wars, rumors of wars, you have people that migrate from one part of the world to the other. So now you're gonna find out to where that particular country, like they say, you have people from Africa, from the Congo that migrated to America. Well, essentially, they're gonna because remember, this biometric ID is pushed forth as security, as safety. So to account for all these new refugees, all right, that migrated from this state to that country, from that country to this country, every country is going to have to implement something called a biometric ID, which they're calling it now. But that's just a prelude to the RFID chip. All right, because if you notice in this biometric ID, it has your paperwork, your legal status and things of that nature, which incorporated within the chip. All right, when you look at the finest origin of that word charagma, it goes into the word charax. The word charax goes into the writings or your paperwork. So we see slowly but surely it's coming together.
Right. Come. So yeah, this is just for you brothers out there, new believers out there that don't know what the MOTB is, trying to get an understanding on it. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, every well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the elect. Shalom to the elect.